Spring is an awesome time of year. I look forward to it every year coming out of the winter months. It's also a great time for us to kind of switch up the fragrances a little bit. They're not quite as warm, not quite as dense, so they don't have to keep us quite as warm as they do in the winter. What I like in the spring is a fragrance that has a little bit of a green undertone to it and maybe a little bit of citrus. Not quite as much as in the summer, but pretty close. So it's gonna have a little bit of warmth to it still, because some days in spring are still a little frisky. So coming up are some awesome fragrances for spring. I say let's start with two fragrances that won't break your bank for spring. Most people will wear this first one in the summer, but for me, this has enough green in it to make it a beautiful spring fragrance. And it is going to be Artisan Blue from 2015 by John Varvatos. This one right here should be called Artisan Green if you ask me. It is perfectly fitting because you're gonna have some basil, some pine, and a little bit of palmarose in this one. There's a hint of lavender, and there's also a little bit of iris in this one for those of you who are not willing to give up the iris from the winter time yet. The mild orange in this one will also give you hints towards the warmer months. Perfect for spring. Another fragrance that is really amazing for spring that I like to wear in spring quite a bit is going to be Karl Lagerfeld's Bois de Vetiver. This one right here. There's a few different kinds, but this is the vetiver one. The reason I like this one for spring is because it's still a little bit on the thicker side. And it works perfect for like those frisky sort of days still. In this one you have blood orange, grapefruit, and a little bit of mint with the supporting notes of vetiver, and there's a warming note of musk and patchouli in this one. It's a beautiful fragrance, and because of its thickness, you can totally wear this in the spring. And it's only about 30 bucks online. Great deal that won't break your bank. But of course, you know, if you're a money is no object kind of guy, then Creed's original vetiver is a stellar spring fragrance from 2004. This vetiver right here you can wear all the way into the summer. It's a beautiful balance between green, fresh vetiver and has a warm earthiness that is from the iris and musk in this fragrance. It's a stylish vetiver in the style of Creed. Absolutely wonderful. Another one that I think is really perfect for spring is going to be Green Irish Tweed. And originally launched in 1985, people still wear this one like hotcakes. It's a beautiful fragrance. The creator is Pierre Bourdon, 1985, and this lemon verbena is combined with sort of a violet note and ambergris, which makes this one a true spring favorite of mine. Of course, it is perfectly okay to wear Davidoff's Cool Water, since Pierre Bourdon created both of these fragrances. I don't think he'll mind if you get this one or this one. I guess it depends on your pocketbook. However, I think that the Green Irish Tweed is going to be a little bit better for spring, and it's just a little bit more of a classy, elegant, and elevated scent. Really a spring favorite of mine. Green Irish Tweed from Creed. Next up, we'll do two Aqua di Parma fragrances. Now, I believe I did have this one in last year's spring lineup. It's a 2015 fragrance, Aqua di Parma Colonia Club. This one absolutely reminds me of spring. It's perfect for that time of year. Another one that is going to be absolutely beautiful from Aqua di Parma is going to be from the Blue Mediterranean line. It's Cipresso di Toscana. This one is going to be a green beauty. It sort of has rosemary and pine notes throughout. Wearing this one, it's kind of like walking through a green cypress and pine forest in the Toscana. It's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. I love wearing this one in the spring, even though this one is from the Blue Mediterranean line or Blue line, which, you know, could be for summer, or you could wear this in the summer. This one, for me, is mostly green, and therefore it's perfect for spring. That's Aqua di Parma, Cipresso di Toscana. My next one is going to be a fragrance from Dior, and it's actually a fragrance from 1997. But stay tuned. Can you believe it? This one's actually making a resurgence. I hear more and more people asking about this one, and it's making a resurgence. This is going to be a beautiful green fragrance. It's Dune Pour Homme from 1997. The notes in this one are going to be some cassis, a little bit of fig bark surrounded by a masculine sort of floral background. It's herbal, it's green, it's woody, it's perfect for spring. Now, some people like wearing this one in the summertime, but actually for me, because of its green background, I love wearing this in the spring. And it's Dune from Dior. It's coming back. But you know what another great way is to stay like great smelling during the spring? That is to leave a like and maybe even subscribe to this channel for more fragrance content. I really do appreciate it, and I'd love to have you on board. So don't forget to like and subscribe at any point during this video. Awesome. Thanks. All jokes aside, subscribe. That rhymed, I didn't mean for it to. Another great fragrance is also going to be great for spring, and it's going to be Wood Neroli, and this one is going to be a Bulgari 2019. This one was created by Alberto Morias. It's a beautiful Neroli with a citrus blast. This one right here dries down to a woody Neroli with some weight, and it has a little bit of amber and leather as it dries down. That's why I like this one in the spring. For me, wearing this one in the summer is going to be just a little bit too heavy, so I like it in the spring when it's a little bit cooler outside still. Check for this one at discounters. You can often see this one at discounters for a really good price. It's a lovely fragrance for spring. If you're an Aqua di Joe fan, then this next one from 2022 is the Eau de Parfum. Is going to be a great choice for spring. This new release is a good bit heavier than the original with the popular addition of mineral notes. So this is a 2022 Aqua di Joe. It's going to be an Eau de Parfum. The new one right here is going to kind of switch up the Armani Classic. It fits better for spring without losing sort of the original scent profile. So it smells a lot like the original still, but just a little bit heavier and a little bit denser. It's a great way to switch up the original DNA and make it a little bit heavier for the cooler days. If you don't have the first one yet, which I think is a little bit on the dated side, so but you like that sort of scent profile, it's a great way to keep it, keep wearing it, but updating it just a little bit. But not only Armani went up to an Eau de Parfum, Ralph Lauren also went up to an Eau de Parfum. Intense from the classic of 1978, the Polo Classic original. In 2021, this is a perfect candidate for spring, in my opinion, because it's going to be a green sort of earthy change. And it looks a lot like the original. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit denser. The original scent profile is sort of in the background. However, this definitely will remind you and evoke the same memories as the original did. This one is going to be a little bit more mysterious. It's going to be sort of an aromatic garden surrounded by trees. Imagine you have some pine trees and some green trees around, and you're standing there and the sun is going down and you got a little bit of fog. It's absolutely beautiful. It's mysterious, aromatic green garden surrounded by trees as the sun has gone down. How about that? That's a wonderful fragrance, and I think they did a really good job updating this classic from 1978. Another one that I absolutely love wearing in the spring is going to be a fragrance from Tom Ford. It's going to be Beau du Jour. And I love wearing this one in the spring. It is quite strong when you first spray it. So the brisk air in the springtime kind of keeps this one at bay. But I also wear this one in the summer. Sometimes I just want to be loud. This is sort of a modernized barbershop feel in the style of Tom Ford. Beautiful, it hits the right spot for me. This one's going to have some lavender. It's got some basil. It's got some oak moss. I mean, what's not to like? This is sort of a clean, powerful, and bold fragrance, just like spring. It's absolutely amazing. And you could wear this one in the summer as well. It is quite strong in the summer though, so you might want to go easy on the sprays. Beautiful one for spring because the cold, brisk air kind of keeps it at bay. Another spring favorite of mine is going to be one from Parfums de Marley. It was released in 2022. You probably guessed which one it is. It's sitting back here by itself, all by its lonesome. It is 2020 Parfums de Marley Greenly. It's a fantastic fragrance for spring. The name fits it perfect. It's going to have some green apple in it. It's got some crushed green leaves, sort of veiled in the note of violet. It seems to me like the note of violet is a really nice one that goes sort of for spring. It's one of my spring favorite notes, I guess. This Parfums de Marley right here, Greenly, is going to be green. It's fresh. And it's got the right amount of sort of woody depth to it to make it a beautiful choice for spring. Man, it is so good. That's Greenly. This is also my last one for this list. Let me know in the comments which ones you wear for spring. I'd love to hear it. I'd always like to broaden my horizon with spring fragrances. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I hope you had a good time. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I would love to have you on board, of course. Until next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice. And I will talk to you soon.